my defense, the washing cycle was only 20 degrees. Hi everyone, my name is Carmen from New Leaf Designs, and in this video I'm here to share my grief. The worst thing has finally happened. I felted not one but two sweaters, and I did not expect it, so let's unpick this, see where it went wrong, and see what we can learn from it. If you like this video, or if you want to support me during these hard and trying times, please consider giving me a like or subscribing. Thank you all very, very much. So, I felted not one, but two sweaters. I think it's so comical how the sleeve can basically stand on its own. And look at the cuff. It's like So this happened yesterday. I was washing some of my sweaters and some socks. I did also wash two other sweaters who have survived. One of them felted a little bit, and one of them is totally fine because it is mostly superwash yarns. So I'm going to share with you my thought process. Although first, let's see what these sweaters actually look like, because I do think I have some footage. So we have the dark green sweater and we have the lighter green sweater, both of which luckily I knit on my machine. So I'm not feeling too heartbroken about this, and this is really what's keeping me from breaking down and crying, because I did not spend a lot of time on these, like maybe a couple days on each of them. So I'm so thankful for that, because honestly, like, oh. And I do also have ways in which I could still use them, so I'll share more about that later. So my thought process. My machine has a wool cycle, and the wool cycle is 30 degrees. There's also another cycle on my machine which says it is for cotton, but I thought, okay, and that goes from 20 degrees all the way to 90 degrees, but it starts at 20 degrees Celsius, and the wool cycle is only 30 degrees. So I figured, you know, heat is the main factor for felting, right? Heat and agitation. So I figured, I think I've washed these before in a cold wash cycle on a machine, but I do think that was the previous washing machine I had at my old address. But I do think I already washed these in a machine once. So yeah, so I thought, okay, it's 20 degrees. That's colder than the wool cycle, which runs at 30 degrees. I did also check the spin count. For the wool cycle it was 800, so for the cotton cycle I also set it to 800. So I thought it would all be fine, but it wasn't. One factor that I think might have played a role is that I put in a eco egg, which is basically a washing detergent in a ball. So that ball just like rolls, you know, bounces around in the washing cycle, which causes agitation, and that might have played a big part in this. But still, we don't know for sure, so I'm gonna have to knit a swatch and then try again to see what works. Because I could put in wool detergent, just, you know, a squeeze of soak, or I forgot the other one's name, a wool detergent. I could put in only the sweater and not 4 sweaters at a time and 8 pairs of socks, because the more things you have bouncing around in there, the more agitation it can cause. That's what I'm thinking about. But yeah, this is the wool that I use. It is the same wool for both sweaters. It's 4-ply British wool from Woolly Knit. It doesn't come with washing instructions, but clearly it could not handle this washing cycle. So, some silver linings are, I've not knit these by hand, I've knit these on the machine. They were pretty itchy, so I wasn't, like, they weren't my favorite sweaters. I was already thinking of, you know, knitting some others to replace them. But still, they were very warm and I did wear them regularly. Silver lining number 2 is that I can repurpose them. I need new oven mitts and I figured I might cut out oven mitts from this or from this. Or like pot holders or some other like things that you can do with felted yarn. I don't know, I will see. Silver lining number 3 is that I can now felt items, which I did not think I could do because I don't have a dryer. And usually you can only felt stuff in the dryer, but hey ho, I can felt stuff in my washing machine. Oh goodness, like, oh, it's so tiny. It's So yes, before I cut these up, I will make measurements so that I know the amount of shrinkage it will do, because I do think I have some kind of measurement from when I first made these. My hand fits through this one. No, I could definitely not. Could I? No, I don't think so. No. Right. For comparison, this is the superwash sweater I put in there. And this one is totally fine. There is some of this wool that got onto it. I will need to like brush it to get all of that wool off. But yeah, so I know it's fine for my superwash sweaters. It's not fine for this wool. And yeah, it just also goes to show, when you're in doubt, although I wasn't in doubt before I put these in, but it's always a good idea, if you're not 100% sure, if you've ever washed this exact wool item in this exact washing machine, to wash the swatch. It's another advantage of knitting a swatch, because then you have a thing in exactly the same yarn that you don't care about, that you can try. It's why when I knit baby blankets, I always give them the swatch as well, just for this purpose. And I did not check. I did not think to do that myself. So yeah. Silver lining number 4, I can knit more I can knit more sweaters on the machine for myself now. Am I a real knitter now? It does feel like this is a kind of rite of passage. This has never happened to me before. I feel the pain, although maybe not as much because these are not hand knit. If you've any idea of what to do with these tiny sleeves, because I can figure out ways to repurpose the body of this sweater, but if you've got any ideas for what to do with these sleeves, let me know. Okay, well, thank you for commiserating with me, and any helpful advice, let me know. I'm not looking for advice to like unshrink these sweaters. I know there is a way to like stretch them out a little bit more, but that's fine. This is okay. We can learn from our mistakes. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.